to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 142, and look where we are! We're back in the craft cave. My knee is doing, I'd say, 90% better, and I've been up and down stairs a couple times today, so it's still slow going. I'm still babying it, but we're back upstairs in the craft cave. As a result, we have a giveaway, which will be announced at the end of the episode, since you guys have been patient with me while I film downstairs. And yeah, so we're doing a giveaway. So stay tuned till the end to find out what it is and how to enter. So a little bit of update. That was my update on my knee. I did go back to work this week, and I was pleasantly surprised it was not like really killing me by the end of the day. So it's going well. For those of you who have been following my daughter and son-in-law and the fire in their house, they just moved into a rental today. It is an old Victorian. It's only maybe a quarter mile from where their house is, because they wanted to be close by to be able to keep an eye on it as it's being rebuilt. They got moved in, and yeah, they're happy. The kids are excited, and it's a nice house. It's a big house. So they're going to be a little spoiled. It's bigger than the house they live in. But anyway, things are going very well there. So we just came from their house. If I look a little hot and sweaty, it's because I am. I do have the air conditioner running. We have a window air conditioner up in this room. We have central air, but the two bedrooms that are upstairs are kind of like up in the attic of our house, sort of like how a Cape Cod would be. So yeah, the attic is like right next door. On the other side of the camera is the attic, so it gets hot up here. So yes, I'm hoping to not pass out by the end of the episode. So if you do hear noise in the background, like I said, that is the window air conditioner, because that's the only way I can stand being up here right now. I've been busy this week. I've gotten a lot done, so let's get started right away. My first project, I'm going to mix it up today with knit and crochet. My first project is living in my Katrina's Creations bag. I do have these for sale if you would so desire to have something with my name on it. I don't know why, but if you want one, they're down below in the links. There's mugs there too, but I don't know why. Anyway, they're there. So I took this with me to Knit Night this week. I went back to 82 Cafe, which is the coffee house, where Kim and Alex and I did we did an episode one time, and I actually have some footage of some things with the two of us. It was just Kim and I this time. Alex was working because she owns the coffee shop, and this time of the year with all the tourists in Gettysburg, yeah, so she wasn't able to be there, but I will show you what happened. This was kind of a funny story. Kim and I were just chatting away for 3 hours, and with this sweater, as you can tell, I've been alternating. I have 2 skeins of yarn. This is a brighter orange than this is. I only have 2 skeins of the brighter orange. I have 4 of these. Here they are. Yeah, this is the only other skein of this yarn I've got. I have a total of 4 of these. So as a result, I've been trying to use this sparingly. So I do like 3 rows or 4 rows with this, and then I do 1 row with this. And you can kind of see right in here, you can tell the difference where it's a little brighter. Except when you get to here, where I have like 3 or 4 rows. Because I was so busy talking, I just kept knitting and knitting and knitting and knitting. And at the end of the evening, I was like, this has been the longest row. And then I looked over and realized, no, I had gone around it like 3 or 4 times. I just was totally missing that I had gone all the way around, forgot to change yarn. Apparently, I cannot talk and knit at the same time. Anyway, you will also notice something a little different with this sweater. When I showed this last week, the sleeves were separated. They're back on again. I told this to some of you that I was chatting back and forth with. I started looking at it and realized my gauge was off. I was counting this as a worsted weight, but apparently my gauge was more like a fingering weight. So I should have been doing the flax light pattern instead of the flax pattern, which is written for worsted. As a result, the sleeves would have been like up like this, and I would have been squeezing my bat wings into the sides of the sleeves, and it was not going to look good. I would have kind of looked like somebody who tried to squeeze into too tight a clothes, like an explosion of a refrigerator roll. You know, those little tubes that you bang and they pop open, and sometimes they pop open prematurely. I don't want my clothes to look like that with all the bulges oozing out. So I ripped the sleeves back. I did ripped about 4 rows back and put the sleeves back on. It did not involve having to take any of the beading, because this is all beaded in here. I didn't have to take any of the beading out. So since I ripped back out and put back in, I've done about an inch here. So, yes, that was kind of a sad saga when I looked at that and went, too tiny. So it was wishful thinking on my part. But anyway, it's fixed now. I'm back on track with it. So this is what I worked with at Knit Night, because I thought it would be simple. I just had to go around and around. I just completely forgot I needed to change the yarn out every time I went around. Oh well. So every time I look at that thick strip of bright orange, because I'm not ripping that back, I'm just going to remember Kim and I having our little coffee and tea and our chat. So we had a lot of fun, so I want to keep that stripe in there to remember our fun evening. Next is my crochet project, which is my design wrap. Started to say shawl, but it's a wrap. This one got ripped out this week too and redone completely. I completely ripped this back to the original center square. And then I caught back up to where I was, because I started looking at the pattern and realized my stitch count was off. One side was bigger than the other, so it was kind of lopsided, sort of like my body type. Anyway, it was off center, and it was like it was going to throw the pattern off completely. So I ripped that all out. I've started back in. So this side is back where it was last week with the striping, which is, it started with this color here, and then it goes to some striping. This side, I went beyond that, and I got some more popcorns in and some other designs, and it's getting ready to start the striping here. And the striping is this row right here. It's actually this color. So I'm now striping this color with this color. So those two are going to go together and go back and forth to create stripes. So, as I said, I've been editing the pattern, and I think by changing the stitch count, the edge along here, which is the top or bottom of the wrap, is laying a lot more flat. I'm just a lot happier with how it turned out. So it was a pain to rip back, but I was able to make some corrections to the pattern because I wanted to make sure it was even and that it made total sense. So it does now, I think, and it seems to be fine. So there it is so far. Like I said, this side is uneven because I haven't done the striping on it, and I haven't done this section. So what I do is I do one section and I write the pattern for it, and then I go back and read the pattern as I put it in on the second one to make sure it makes some sense. And it will be going out to some test crocheters once I finish it, and I've already had 2 people offer to do that. So once I finish, they're going to be my crochet guinea pigs and test it out and see if they can make sense of my pattern. So that is the crocheted shawl, or wrap. Not a shawl, it's a wrap. So that will be my crochet wrap that I'm working on. Now we're going to go back to knitting, and I've gotten a long ways with this too. This is the Swedish Lines shawl that is from Bluprint, and last week I was right here. I had just finished this long section, so I've now gotten into the final striping. There's 7 stripes here, and then it goes into even narrower striping toward the end. And I have a good bit of yarn left, so if it turns out I've got lots left, I'm just going to keep making this bigger until I run out. Because can you ever have too big of a shawl? I don't think so. And this is alpaca, so it is extremely soft. So, and it's squishy because for the most part it's a garter stitch. I'll show you up close. So it's very springy, and it's lightweight, but it's warm because it's alpaca. And I really like this. It is a very, very simple knit. It goes pretty quick, and it's very easy to memorize the pattern. So let me hold it up so you can see what it looks like. It is knit from kind of sideways. It's an asymmetrical shawl, but by the time you finish with it, it almost becomes triangular. So you're knitting from one end and then it gets wider. So it starts at the bottom here, and then it goes down, and then it goes to these stripes here. And again, this is called the Swedish Lines shawl from Bluprint. And I bought this as a kit on sale. The yarn and the pattern together were under $20. It calls for 3 skeins of yarn, so it really does not take that much yarn to make it. And the skeins are, forget the yardage on them. But yeah, they're not like a big ball of yarn. They're small balls of yarn. So yes, I'm very happy with this. I think it's going to be nice for like summer evenings, although not right now. We're hitting the 100-degree weather. So I won't be wearing this anytime soon, but maybe in the later summer, early fall, this will be ideal, especially in the evenings or like to church, just to take the chill off my shoulders from the air conditioning. And I like it because it's neutral colored. It'll go with lots of stuff because I tend to wear a lot of gray and a lot of black. I don't know why, but I do. Although I'm not wearing it today, but I do tend to wear a lot of gray and black. So yes, this will get put to use a lot. My 4th project, we're back to crochet again. My 4th project is my striped blanket that's being done in the shell stitch. And I believe it's 6 or 7 rows this week. There's the stitch marker where I was last week, right here. So I've gone all the way up here. And someone asked me, was I going to put an I-cord binding around this? And initially I said no, but I really want this to look like it is paired together with the knitted version that I made that's also done out of scrap yarns. So I think I might do an edging on it just so they kind of look like, even though one's knit and one's crocheted, they kind of look like they belong together that way. And the colors are the same because they're the same yarns. Some of these were left over from projects, and so I split them up, and some went into one blanket, some went into the other blanket. So this is my mindless stuff. I have to watch it because it's addictive, like potato chips. I start working on it, and it's like, oh, I just want to do this, and I can watch TV and not have to think a whole lot. And because it automatically changes color, I don't have to worry about it turning into one big giant stripe that I forget to change the yarn with. My last project is my diamond art, and so I actually took pictures. I did not bring that upstairs here to film it. I filmed it downstairs, so I'm going to insert the pictures of how far I've gotten with my latest diamond art. This is the diamond art that I'm working on, and you can see I've just gotten started. I'm only on the 3rd color. You can see I've got some of the pinks and mostly like the different colored grays, which are down here, that I'm working on. And the whole picture there, you can see what it looks like. There's like a teacup over here and a vase of flowers, and then there's an extra rose down here. This is the vase itself, right in this area. I have no clue where it's going in the house, but there it is, and I'm having fun with it. Now let's take a look at what you all are making. as I said earlier, Kim and I met together for knit night at a local coffee shop, and they make the best Earl Grey tea there. So it was like 90 some degrees. I'm drinking hot tea, but it was really tasty. She had iced tea, but we had a good time. And like I said, I made some mistakes with my knitting because we got to chatting for a while. But I'm going to insert the footage of a project she brought with her to show me because it was so unique. And you're going to see it in the picture, but I want to explain it a little bit. It looks like a stocking cap, you know, like the type you put on your head with sort of like what like elves wear, you know, with the kind of the pointy tall hat with the, my head's above the, sort of like the pointy tall hat with the little tassel on the end. But if you flip it over, it has a big slit up the back. And that's so that you can actually, if you have long hair like I do, not bunch it up into the hat, it actually goes through that slit in the back, sort of like the messy bun hats that came out a few years ago. So you can put your hair through the back of it. So when it goes over top, it kind of almost is like a scarf. And I was like, you know, if you change the gauge a little bit and made a scarf, like out of lacy yarn, and then put a ribbing around it and attached it, you could almost make like, remember the kerchief scarves that were popular in the 60s and 70s? You tie the bandana around your hair. If you did something like that, but it had ribbing around it, so it didn't tie in the back, that could be cool. It'd be kind of fun. There's a thought. Anyway, so I'm going to roll that footage, and in the footage as well, after we show the project she brought, there's also some footage of Gettysburg by night. I filmed it on my way home, and so it's kind of pretty because there's lots of lights lit up in some of the buildings. You'll see it's kind of dark, but you'll see the Dobbin House is one of the first things in the picture, which is it was owned by a pastor back in, I think, the 17 or 1800s. The building was built in the 1700s. I don't remember if he lived there in the 17 or 1800s. It also was a stop on the Underground Railroad. There's a lot of places around this area. Because we are just over the Mason-Dixon line, there are a lot of places that had stops for Underground Railroads. In fact, some friends of ours actually found a secret room in their house that still had a bed and some supplies and stuff sitting in it back from the Civil War. So that was kind of cool. So anyway, you'll see the Dobbin House, and you'll see the Farnsworth House, which, if you're into watching some of the ghost hunting shows and stuff like that, a lot of them go to Gettysburg, and they almost always go to the Farnsworth House. So you'll see the Farnsworth House there. For what it's worth, you'll see it as we go by, because we have to drive right by it. It is a pretty place, but there's also a lot of field hospitals, a lot of the farmhouses in Gettysburg, because there was, I believe, 50,000 men were injured during the battle. There were a lot of farmhouses that were used as field hospitals. The largest Civil War field hospital that was used is here in Gettysburg. I mean, it's an open field now, but Clara Barton actually headed it up. It was called Fort Letterman. And if you Google Fort Letterman and look it up, you will see that it was the largest Civil War field hospital. So I'm not sure how many thousands of people were treated there, but it was very, very large. So anyway, you are going to see some film footage from Gettysburg, and yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. Because I'll have to anyway, because the music with this is copyrighted. So, yeah, I'll show you the segments up here. Now it's time for acquisitions. Now, one of my things in my acquisitions are kind of silly until I explain to you what they are and why I got them. My husband and I, we went to the Man's Toy Store today, which is Harbor Freight. For those of you who are not familiar with Harbor Freight, it's like a giant hardware shop. They sell, you name it, they sell it, and the men spend hours in it. It's the toy store for men. And so we were there, and I happened to spot something that Katrina wanted. I bought grommets. This is the kit, that the thing you apply them with, and these are grommets. They're like rivets. Now, the reason I got these, a while back, there were 2 people on the same week that sent these pictures in for the show and tell that were these absolutely gorgeous backpacks that were crocheted. I believe Susie Pops was one of them, and I think Spring Noelker. I could be wrong, but I think that's the 2 people that sent the pictures in. And it was part of a crochet make-along, and I really fell in love with that bag, and I wanted to make it, but it's pretty much, it's a backpack, but it's like a drawstring, like a bucket bag. If you've seen some of the pocketbooks they call bucket bags, they're kind of round on the bottom, and then they come up and they have drawstrings, and you hold them tight, and then they have straps that go over your shoulders. I really fell in love with them. I thought they were really neat, and I was like, I would like to make one for me, and my granddaughter would probably really like it because she's a teenager, and they like things like that. Me using a backpack, I'm not sure, but it would be a great project bag, if nothing else. So I've been wanting to make these, but I didn't have grommets, and I looked online to buy them, and by the time I bought the grommets and the thing that you put it together with, you like my technical terms, the little thingy that you put it together with, it was going to be a little pricey. They had this for $3.99. I can do this. We'll go to a hardware store. They're not fancy. They'll do the job. So there are 104 pieces in here. So there is enough for me to have 52 grommets. That's a lot of bags. I'm not making that many. But we might find other things to do with them. So, yes. So that was my first acquisition. My second one, if you saw Wednesday's video, my knit crate came in. And here it is for this month. The inspiration for it was called Circus. And you could have gotten this red. You could get a blue, which was called Pachyderm. Or you could have gotten the color I got, which was called, what was it called? Flying Trapeze. I'm not sure where they get the reference to Flying Trapeze from this, but there it is, the one that I got. And it's kind of a silvery seafoam green. It has like gray undertones to it. It is really pretty. I honestly thought, though, that I was getting the blue one, because Knit Crate changed their way of doing things so that you could actually pick what you wanted. And I thought I had changed it, but when it came in, it said it was Anything Goes, which was the one where they pick and surprise you. And I mean, that is some of the fun of it, is being surprised because you don't know what you're going to get. But I would have loved the blue or the red. And I only say that, not that this isn't pretty, but I have a lot of stuff in this color. So, yeah, the blue or the red would have been nice just to have something a little different. But the yarn itself is really nice. It is their Knitology, which is their house brand. There, you can see it. Knitology is the house brand. It is dyed within house. It's not dyed by special dyers or anything like that. It is just a solid color. It is a worsted weight, but it is extremely soft because it is a 40% superwash merino, 30% silk, and 30% alpaca. There's 150 yards in each skein, so there's a total of 300 yards, and each skein, if you go by meters, there's 137 meters, which would be 274 meters in all total. So the patterns that came with this that you could make They always give you a knitted pattern, a crochet, or a crochet pattern. And then this little booklet that they give you tells a little bit about the designer behind the pattern. They also, if you order the sock box, you're going to get the same thing. So you get all 3 patterns. There's a sock pattern in here as well. So even though I didn't buy the sock box, I get the pattern for the sock. And this time there was 2 socks. I really like the crocheted socks that were in here too. So let me show you real quick. Okay, I like the crocheted pattern. It's called the Risley Cow, and there it is. This is what I will probably make, because I do like this a lot. And yeah, I like that. The other option to make was hand warmers with this. And I'll be honest, I would not make hand warmers with this. It's fingerless mitts. Let me see if I can find a picture. Yeah. Okay, these are the hand warmers. And they're pretty. I mean, they are very nice. But I'll be honest, I would not make hand warmers or fingerless mitts out of this. And the reason being, there's no nylon in these. So they might stretch out a little too much. The other thing is, this already has a little halo, and when I say halo, it has fuzz. If you look at it closely, you'll see some fuzz to it. That's just going to get worse. I mean, the fuzz makes it soft, and it's nice. But if you're wearing it on your hands where it's going to have a lot of agitation, I just would be afraid it would ruin these a little too soon. So, yeah, I would not make the hand things out of it. It's going to be a cow. The other patterns they have in here for the socks, they have the Vargas socks, which are the knitted pattern. And there you can see it. It's kind of unique. It has this little, like, diamond shapes. But I'll show you the ones I really like. Now, you know, I don't get the sock box, so I don't have the sock yarn. But I have lots of sock yarn. Sock yarn is very similar to fingering weight yarn. I like these a lot. Look at those. Are those cute? And I wear slipper socks all the time. Around the house, that's what I don't wear slippers, I wear slipper socks. So I very rarely ever knit socks that have cuffs all the way up. Most of the time they stop at my ankles. Or just like right at the bottom of my ankle. They don't go up my leg because I just don't find it comfortable. I don't wear them out like that. I just like them just over my feet. So I really, really like these. So I will definitely be making those. And it also came with a little stitch marker progress keeper. I did not bring that upstairs. It's actually already in my notions pouch. But it was a little elephant with a turquoise bead on it, which actually will match the yarn here when I get ready to make something. Now it's time for Now, there are a lot of sales going on this month because it's Christmas in July, which means Christmas is 6 months out and people are starting to think about making their Christmas gifts, so a lot of companies are running some really good sales. So let's get started with some of them. All of the links to these sales are down below. If you click that link, it will take you right over to that site. So Annie's Craft Store is having their summer collection of crochet and knitted garments. It's called the Subtle Summer Sophistication. Say that fast 3 times. Subtle Summer Sophistication. And you can check out all the different pattern designs. There's a lot of, lighter weight, like shrugs and things like that look like they are in that collection. So that's one to check out. Over on Bluprint, which is where I got my Swedish Lines craft kit, they are running an additional 15% off of their kits and supplies. You do need to use a coupon code 15FOR YOU. They also are running 50% off of their Cloudborn Beginner Knit Kits. Now, Cloudborn is a yarn brand that Bluprint sells. I've bought a lot of Cloudborn yarns. I mean, it comes in different weights. It comes in different fiber contents. I've always been really, really happy with it. It is a very nice yarn for a really reasonable price. So it's 50% off of their Cloudborn beginner knit kits. So I'm not sure what all falls under beginner knits. I'm not sure if the Swedish lines falls under that or not. It really is a beginner knit pattern. It's not very hard at all. So anyway, that's worth checking out. They also are offering 30% off of their Sprightly crochet blanket kits. Sprightly is an acrylic brand that Bluprint sells. I've bought some of it. I've made stuff out of it. It's like a premium type of acrylic yarn. It's very nice. I've made a few things with it. So again, that is 30% off of their Sprightly crochet blanket kits. Consumer Crafts has been getting a lot of my business lately, actually. They've run a couple of sales in the last week that yeah, I did a little shopping. Actually, I did a lot of shopping. Wednesday's video this week is going to be my Consumer Crafts haul. Yeah, anyway, you'll see it on Wednesday, but I did some shopping. But they are offering saving $10 off of every $40 that you spend. Now, however, that is only for this weekend, so it's only good Saturday and Sunday, so it will end on Sunday the 21st. So that's a pretty good sale. If you spend $40, you get $10 off for every $40 you spend. So you do need to use a coupon code SAVE107 in order to get that discount. And again, it is only good for Saturday and Sunday of this week. But yeah, they're running some nice sales over there. And if you like Lily's Sugar and Cream, like for dishcloths and stuff, they're the place to buy it. They are cheaper than anywhere else. They are $1.50. They are on a regular price. They are $1.57 a skein, which is cheaper than what I can even go at Walmart and get. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been buying a lot of dishcloth yarn to make some Christmas presents and some housewarming presents and all kinds of. I'm going to be making dishcloths and pot holders till I'm going crazy and I'm in my dotage at this point by the time I finish all of them. But anyway, yeah, I did a lot of shopping because, like I said, it was a good price and I got it with a really good sale that they run on a fairly regular basis, so I got it for 97 cents a skein. But it's regularly $1.57. Create for Less has Aunt Lydia's crochet cotton, which is what you make your doilies with. They have that on sale from $2.39 to $2.89, depending on the weight of crochet yarn that you buy. Hobium Yarn has a 30% off of their Hobie baby yarn, but it's only good until Monday. So after July 22nd, it will be no good anymore. So it's, like I said, it's only good through Monday. That's 30% off of their Hobby baby yarn. But they also have Stars of the Month, which are 25% off. They also have a clearance section that has different yarns in it that are worth checking out too. So, and with Hobby and Ice Yarn as well, the more yarn you buy, the cheaper the price is. So if you buy one skein of yarn, you know, you pay one price, but if you buy 5 of that skein, on average, it's about 20 to 50 cents cheaper than buying just one skein. So it pays to buy in bulk. Knit Crate offers 20% off your first subscription box. You do need to use the coupon code KCreations20. Knit Picks is also having a big sale. They are offering 20% off of everything. Yes, you heard that. 20% off of everything. You do need to use a coupon code SUMMER20 to get that discount. But yes, 20% off of everything. Usually that's what they place their yarn of the month on, but they've got everything off for that amount. So that's worth checking out. Ice Yarn also is having a huge sale. It's called their Big Summer Sale, up to 90% off. Yes. I don't believe you need to use a coupon code or anything with that. Just click on the when you click on the link down below, it'll open up to the site and it'll say, big summer sale up to 90%. Click on that, right on that screen, and it'll take you over to it. There's a bunch of stuff over there. You can also check out their closeout yarns, which are cheaper, and their daily deal, which is something each day is different. So you never know what it might be for that day. So, and you know me, I check out cheap. So, yeah, if it says sale, it's like ding, 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 ding. You know, the antennas go up and I'm ready to go. Leisure Arts is offering free shipping on $35 or more in the continental U.S. Lion Brand Yarn, they are offering site-wide 35% off. That's a really good one too. Like I said, there's lots of sales going on during July because they know that people are trying to get ready for Christmas. They're also at the end of their fiscal year last month. Usually June 30th is the end of the fiscal year, so my guess is they're still trying to get rid of some stuff. Anyway, 35% off site-wide. You do need to use a coupon code site-wide 35 to get that discount. They also, when you click on the link at the top of the page, when it opens up, you'll see a little gray bar, and up in that gray bar, it has select skeins of yarn, $2 a piece. I didn't go over there because I really didn't need to be tempted, but there's some yarn apparently they've got for $2 a skein. Yeah. So that is the sales for this week. Now let's get to the really good stuff, the giveaway. So I am going to run a giveaway for 1 week. And the prize is going to be a skein of yarn. It is called Painted Desert. The color is showing up pretty true to color. It has reds and oranges. Yeah, it's pretty true to color. Yeah, it's got some orange in here. It is, let's see if I can tell you a little bit about it. It is 3.5 ounces in 100 grams, 437 yards or 400 meters. It's 100% superwash wool. So it can be like machine washed on gentle. And it is, I would consider it a light fingering weight. But it's really pretty. It's got kind of some pink. You can see some pink in here. I've kind of destroyed it a little bit trying to look at the colors. But you can see some pink colors in here. And then it has some plying in here that brings some golds into it. And it's pretty. It's a pretty yarn. And does it have a color? It just says color 04. I wish they gave things nice names. But anyway, it is very pretty. And this will go to one of you. Now here's what you have to do to enter. Give me a thumbs up. You must be a subscriber. And leave a comment below of whatever. Tell me what you're currently making. How about that? Tell me what you are currently making or working on. So it will run for 1 week. Next Saturday's podcast, I will announce the winner. And whoever the winner is, will have 2 weeks to reply. And if I don't hear from them, then I will draw another winner. So again, 1 week, Painted Desert. And leave a comment below, thumbs up, and you must be a subscriber. So that is it for this week. I hope you have had a wonderful week, and we'll have a great week this next week. And don't forget, Wednesday will be my consumer crafts unboxing, and you can see what kind of damage I did. Yeah, but it's not for me. All of it's going for other people. So, yeah. I even bought something for Dave. So he saw something he liked, and I said, sure, I can do that. So, yeah, that will be Wednesday's video this week. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon.